out on me or something, but let's see if it works this time. But not the biggest deal. Cool thing is with YouTube and stuff is you can always go back and re-upload the video so everyone can see it. Oh, there we go. We're live. Nice. All right. What's up, Jack?
What's happening?
Oh, not much. I tried your method, man. I tried to tell Evelyn last night. I said, no more crying. Stop it.
Knock it off, you're supposed
It
to say.
I said knock it off. I said no more crying. It didn't work. She kept me and my wife up almost all night long.
Well, you're
So
off to a rough start. If she doesn't listen to you now, she's not going to listen to you when she's 16. Right?
I know, man. I'm starting to think I might just make. I don't even know what'll happen. So I don't know. We'll just hope that she listens, I guess.
She will. She will. Yeah, you know
uh,
what the world, they do what they want.
oh yeah, yeah. If she's anything like me or my wife, she's gonna be her own independent person. So
Mhm.
yeah, Michael, send me that book one more time, please. I don't know if I wrote it down or not, but we're gonna wait a little bit because I want to play that video that David sent, but I don't want to just play it when there's about half the normal people that we have in here.
Mhm.
Though we probably have people right now because we got the regulars in here. So I guess I'll just kind of get into like the little announcement. So me, Jack, and Jeffrey, we all had a really good meeting yesterday in the afternoon about kind of the plans for the show because we've been doing Zoom for a long time. And I'm not sure, a lot of you guys probably know this, some of you don't. This is the Zoom is not a standard anymore for a lot of the shows that we do here at the pub. We have pretty much fully transitioned most shows, except for a handful, over to the new platform called Wise Pub. And it's not for no reason. It's not just because we don't like Zoom. We definitely like Zoom. It's a great platform, but the benefits of Wise Pub greatly outrank the benefits of Zoom. And a lot of it's back end stuff, but a lot of it's for you guys too. I do more than half my shows every day on Wise Pub. We get a lot of positive feedback. Really, the hate for Wise Pub generated when we use StreamYard. And Jeffrey can tell you all about StreamYard. It's just not the best platform to use. The video quality kind of stunk, and there was a lot of complaints behind it. But we stream from Zoom to WisePub, and it's very smooth, and you guys are going to get a much better experience. Just you'll be able to see everybody's chats. There's a lot of good things about it. So I'm going to play a short video. It's about 5 minutes long, and it's going to kind of intro you into that new platform if you've never used it before. And we are going to officially be on that platform next Wednesday. Now, nothing is going to change on your guys' end. If you have like a Zoom link saved for some reason for the show, that won't work anymore. But the same link will work, and you'll get to the show, and the show will go on just like normal. Yeah, exactly, Joe. That's what it's like. So,
Same link if you're using this link.
yes. And Jeffrey will have admin access. I'll have admin access. Jack will be on there as well. He'll be able to see your guys' chats and everything like that. You can always private message us. So I think you guys will really like it. And without further ado, let's start this off so we don't cut the show. And this is a very short video. It's about 5 minutes long.
And Joe, that's the same platform, but it'll be a different link than opening closing playbook. So
that's exactly right. If you ever watched the Profit Panel or the Evening Edge, that is the same platform that it's on. So here we go.
Hello, welcome to this introduction to our new webinar platform. All of our brands will be moving over the next couple of weeks out of Zoom and into WisePub, a new webinar platform for our free webinar sessions. This will allow us to provide better services and content and help you even more as we go forward and build out this platform. Quick orientation so that you know what to expect when you first get to a session using the new platform. When you arrive, you'll see something like this. Of course, the actual presentation will vary, but the layout should look something very similar to this. All you need to do is type in your name that you want to be known by in the chat and click join, and then you'll be in the webinar. Now, the area on the right, this column, is the chat area. You'll see that this is a group chat. Messages that come from any of the hosts will be highlighted in green, and other messages will just be in gray. You can, of course, type messages, but keep in mind that this is an area that everybody will see what everybody else is typing. If a host has pinned a message to the top, like this one up here, it will stay there even as other messages scroll by so that you can continue to see that message. Note that at the top there are a couple of other icons. One that you'll want to pay attention to is this double speech bubble icon. This is a tab for private messages. You can hover over any of the host's messages in the group chat and click on the double speech bubble icon, and that will open a private message between you and that host. And of course, this is just here from earlier test conversations, but you can have a one-on-one conversation with any of the hosts by doing that, and you can go back and forth between the group chat and the private chat by using the icons at the top. You can also collapse the chat window if you want to and reopen it, and you can pop it out so that it will go into a separate window that you can then drag onto another screen if you're using multiple screens. Now, about the presentation area itself, in the bottom left corner, you'll see a speaker icon. This is your mute and unmute button. So if you can't hear the video, but you see it playing, you can double check and make sure that you haven't accidentally muted it. In the bottom right are a couple of other icons to control the size of the presentation. The double arrow icon will make it absolutely take up the whole screen, but this will of course hide the chat and other elements, so this is probably not what you want to do most of the time. There is a button to the left of that called Picture in a Picture. This will actually shrink it down into a little floating window so that you can do something else with the screen in the background without losing the presentation. This is particularly helpful if you're on a handheld device and you need to go to like your brokerage account or some other web page, but don't want to lose the presentation while you do it. And then you can bring it back to the main area. Now, what I would recommend is that everybody clicks on this little monitor button down here. This will make the presentation area take up the full screen, except that it won't hide the chat column, and it will not hide the announcements, which is a section underneath the presentation. This is an area where we can post things as hosts that we want to kind of stick here and be here for the rest of the presentation, rather than put something in the chat that might scroll by as people put messages in there. So we can either, as hosts, we can either pin messages to the top for you, or we can put them in here as announcements. When we do drop a new announcement, you'll hear a little jingle to let you know to scroll down and look to see what the announcement is. And that is pretty much all you need to know. Quick review. In your presentation area, you've got your mute on the bottom left. You've got some screen controls on the bottom right, but the one I recommend the most is this little screen button here that lets it go full screen without actually hiding the chat and the announcements. And then in the announcements, if you want to send a private message to a host, just hover over one of their messages and click on the little double speech bubble icon, but then also keep an eye on the main chat. I think that just about covers it. Of course, if you have questions, feel free to ask them as you start using the new platform. We know that change is not always easy, but we are doing this so that we can continue to improve and increase the number of services that we offer you and the things we can do within each session. So we hope that you will give us some grace as we all adjust to the new platform. Thank you very much.
Alrighty.
There it is. And rest assured, guys, the YouTube streams will not be going away. We'll still be streaming live to YouTube every day. Lots of good things on this platform. And we know there'll be a learning curve. So that's what I'm here for. We'll figure it out together. So just bear with us. And I'm sure you guys will all like it. So without further ado, I'm going to secede myself and let you guys, the market masters, Jack Castro Carter.
I'm going to secede my time here at Congress.
I'll secede my time here because I've taken up 11 minutes already. But we'll play that video again on Monday, Tuesday, and then we'll officially switch over on Wednesday. So
yeah, just I guess the big thing is to use this link to get to the show and you'll have no problems.
Yes. And we will make sure that we send it out to everybody. We're going to update all that on the back end. Can help you. Yes. Yeah, BNS, absolutely. And you guys will be able to see each other's chats now, which I think is a really cool feature. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I think you guys will really like it. I love it. Everybody on the profit panel loves it. Opening, closing playbook, all love it. It's a nice change, man. We can put a bunch of stuff down in the bottom. Like maybe at one point, Jeffrey, your daily market update, you can pin that down in the bottom. People can just go there at any time and check it out.
We can post screenshots in the chat and all sorts of things that Zoom doesn't allow here. So
absolutely. So you guys will like it.
One question about this, I see, if you private message someone, does the host answer privately also?
Mm-hmm.
That's a private conversation. Like,
we're just warning everybody. I'm not typing anything in.
Jack won't be in the chat, just so everybody knows.
I'll talk, but I'm not going to type.
He can see the chat though, so if you guys message something, Jack will see it.
Housekeeping. No Jack won't be in the chat.
I'll be chatting, but I won't be typing. Let's just be clear on that. Yeah, don't talk about JT snowblower books either. We won't.
Hey, it's right here, man.
No.
We can read it. We can break this out.
Take it off.
Hey, Jack, you've been talking about my first book, but actually I'm already published in a book.
Really? Which one?
It's about 3D printing.
Well, now you'll be in one about trading. This will be your own book, though.
Yeah, it's not my own book. I have a chapter in this book and about 3D printing. So anyway.
Is that where it prints out the plastic stuff?
Yeah. Funny enough, my wedding ring is 3D printed. So
wow.
Yeah,
that's cool. What do you just feed it plastic and it prints stuff out?
Yeah, I mean, you buy rolls of filaments, different kinds of plastic, and for different things. And I'm building a hydroponic plant growing system right now for this season. That's what I'm working on in the meantime and in between time. I've been printing planters and printing. I've actually got a bunch of plants started at my house in the starters, and I'm going to transfer them into the planters. And
Sounds fun.
It's not just cool kid presents. I mean, I've actually 3D printed an arm for a kid.
Wow.
I have all sorts of 3D printed stuff. I actually use it. Chip clips are one of the most popular things I print.
Cool.
They're these little, and unlike chip clips you buy at the store, they're spring loaded and they break after a year. The ones I make are like cam lock, kind of like a bicycle clamp, and they don't break. So
nice. So Will asks, what is the name of the book? I think it's going to be The Professor's Guide to Triple Income.
The name of the book. The name of our,
book.
the name of my book.
Yeah, the name of the book you're going to write and I'm going to promote.
And
Yeah.
maybe I'll get Kraken to write it for us.
No, this has to be in your own words, but Kraken might take your own words. But yeah, we haven't come up. If anybody has a good name for the book, yeah.
Actually, Manus does really good at writing in my words, so maybe I'll have Manus write it.
Can it print out plastic hair?
Uh, I don't know. I mean, like as far as a wig, I don't know, but as far as there's like these models with lion heads where it prints all these 3D things. You like use a hair dryer to kind of shape them a little bit, and it looks like a lion mane. So they can do all sorts of stuff.
Well, Terry asked if it can print hair. I would not want plastic hair, but
Yeah, I'm not putting it on my head. You can do whatever you want to. Anyway, yeah, I have a few 3D printers, like 10.
That's funny. You can print out like little Legos parts, huh?
Well, I mean, it goes way beyond that. Like I've made phone cases, I've made gosh, tons of stuff. Jigs. I make jigs all the time for woodworking and all sorts of other things.
That's cool.
So prototypes. Like one of our engineering jobs, they were needing a prototype for um, the the contractor couldn't visualize how we were telling him to build these steel plates to attach to support a deck that he screwed up, and so we printed a bunch of like pieces that looked similar but they were smaller and showed him how to put it together, and he was like, "Oh, now I understand." So um, practical applications. Anyway, there's a lot of people have trouble with it, but I'm building a whole. Yeah, it's not going to be good for heat. That's the problem. So growing plants, good. Anything that takes heat, not so good.
So no parts for the still.
Yeah, not going to do that. Anyway, all trading involves a substantial risk of loss and past performance, not necessarily indicative of future results. This presentation is going to be intended to be informational, educational, fun, entertaining, not a recommendation to be buying or selling any financial instrument because 90% of people lose money when they trade stocks, options, bonds, forex, futures, cryptos, treasuries. Be careful out there. And if you want somebody to tell you what to do, there's people you can go hire, like Fisher Investments, Edward Jones, Schwab, you name it, Schwab Investments. But Jack and I are proponents of just learning the stuff yourself. And you sit there going, no, no.
Don't do it. Don't hire somebody if you can do it. It's more fun and more profitable. It doesn't, in this day and age, it doesn't take nearly the time it used to take. You can do this in
So
15 minutes a day.
So last night I discovered Kraken's weakness,
How did you
and
discover it?
the internet went out at my office at 6. Oh, actually, it went out at like 5:15 yesterday afternoon. Intermittently came back on, and then went out permanently at 6:30 yesterday for the evening. And guess what? Kraken doesn't do jack squat if you doesn't have the internet. So Kraken didn't make the report on schedule, and I don't have a report to share with everybody today.
We'll have to do it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, we'll just talk about some. I mean, I can pull up yesterday's report, but we can just talk about some stuff that's good potentials. And I'm liking this Bank of America more and more that it's had on the list, and it's got this dip going right now. But I think if you have a lower account, look at what's happening right here. Look where we've dipped to. This breakout level. This is going to be a pretty good support, I think. Right there, right there, right there, right there. And then we busted through. Almost back tested once. This is a second back test. Should hold in here and go higher. Now,
we'll see a little more. Let's see a little 6-month chart on here.
Well, that's the last year, man. That's
okay. All right.
That's 25. Yeah, this is coming into 20. That's 25. Here's 26. That's a whole year. That's a year and a half. This is just a little pullback here, first quarter this year. You know what happens, Jack? I don't know if you knew. There's a rotation of money that happens at the end of every quarter, typically, and that money first rotates into financials. So we're getting into the last bit of the quarter here. It may take another week before it's ripe, but that money usually starts flowing into financials, and then right before financials report earnings, which will be out here next month in April, second week of the month, So right before that happens on tax day, we see money flow out of financials and into big tech ahead of their earnings. And then we see money flow out of big tech before they report earnings and disperse out into the market. Where does it disperse to? All over the place. So this, there is potential this bottoms and get some upside action back up back up here as we come into the end of the quarter and then earnings time next month.
What's the PXO say the 40%?
Let's see.
Will
I'll have to load it up. The internet's been out here all night, so this has been I got all sorts of chaos happening on all my computers because they don't like it when the internet's out. I have lots of things happening.
I could try it. Here, mine's running. So let's see. BAC.
I can't even find PXO at the moment.
Mine's taking forever to log in now. It never does this.
Yeah, I told you it's always during this show. It's got to be like everybody using it during the show.
Okay, here we go. All right, so we'll
All right, I got it up too.
America.
So go to the wheel. I got her popping up here on the screen share. Maybe. Just thinking about it. Dun, 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 dun.
Saying for 37% ROI, you could hit the 46.5 strike put for 38 cents. Expires March 13th.
Yeah.
47 strike puts you at 46. So you're between 37 and 46% ROI.
Let's see. Grab 13th. Pull this up. I'm catching up to you here. Yes, you got a choice. You can go with 46.50 for next Friday, 35%, or you go with the 47 for 45%. Right there. Now, I'm looking, the reason it doesn't highlight on my chart, everybody, I have this drop under my personal settings. I have a 10% downside protection is where I kind of like to look for when I'm looking for these. This one's a little tighter than 10%. So if I actually pulled this down to like 5%, let's see if it show up. Nope, not yet. Less than that. And maybe I just have to zero it out. Any? Yeah, it's not even pulling it up. There you go. That's Bank of America. You could be down here. I'd probably go with the 46.50 with this red candle that we got dipping in here, unless you really wanted to be more aggressive and get put. But not
I like
too
it.
shabby.
Good idea for somebody with an account under $5,000.
Yeah. And another one that's potential for somebody with an account under $5,000. CSIQ. This one does have a bunch of puts highlighted here, all the way down to 13 or 12. I guess that's 12. Yeah, 13. Has a 37% out to the main March expiration.
It's a good one for an account under $2,000.
Right there. You just do one if you have a small account, $2,000. Just do one contract.
Cash secured put.
And HPQ has been holding up really well. I know you don't like this one, but look how well this is holding up right at this support that I mentioned. It just keeps churning here and getting me premium. Look at this. Look at that chop right here at that support. Just chop.
This thing has a hard time getting going.
And I don't mind it because I'm in it and I'm selling upside calls. And my cost base is right there around 19. I guess 1993 right now on that one position that's highlighted.
I like this one too. I'm not going to do it though.
And I mean, so these are lower priced ones that you potentially could get involved in if you wanted to. If you don't like them, that's cool. TSLL is another one that's been paying high premium.
Liking this.
We're just we've kind of found a new floor here at 1450, just kind of banging along. You could
Yeah,
jump down to 12.
1250's paying 50. I mean, that's insane. You can go $2 lower from here and still make a 50% ROI. I
And
like it.
you can go down to 12 and get 42% ROI. A little more downside and you know, same ballpark
Great,
return.
great idea to consider for under 2 grand. Now, if you got it close to 10 grand, you got to see my new baby, ASTS. So it was so ironic. I don't know if it was yesterday or Wednesday. I was crying about I sold the 91 calls and I didn't want to get called out at 91 when the stock was 105, right? Then today, earlier, it might have been pre-market. It was at 89 and change. I don't know if you could see the pre-market on your screen
Not on here. We could go to a different one then.
on your trading view.
Yeah, you can pull it up on TradingView.
So I sold, when I think I'm getting called out, I sold 10 of the 90 strikes, right? And this morning is like, oh my God, not only am I not going to get called out at 91, but I'm going to pick up another thousand at 89. Where did it go this morning? 89, 84? Did it go below 89?
Let's
No.
see what it was. It says the low was 89.30.
Yeah, I thought, oh man, how could it go from 105 or 106 to 89.30? How it can go there is yesterday, I guess, news came out that when SpaceX comes out, they're going to have all the mobile phone stuff piped down to Earth, and these guys won't be able to survive. But then the CEO came out and said, hey, that's not the thing. That's not the case at all. And the stock rallied back. And then this morning it went back down. It's all over the place. But this is going to really jack up the beta. And you got to be prepared. This is a volatile sucker, super
Uh,
volatile, big swings.
Now, what's funny is, well, whenever we were talking about this yesterday or the day before, I mentioned that 106 was resistance
Mm-hmm.
and would likely get a retrace, maybe back down to the roadmap line, which is where this 618 is.
That would have been over the course of a month, not over the course of 2 days. This is all news related,
No,
right?
this is short time frame. This is a smaller, we're just looking at little time frame stuff here. So we could come back to this 618 right here around 86 and then get the energy to bust on up through here and then go on up higher. Now, this is, what I love about price action. It doesn't matter what the story is. I couldn't even tell you what the story was. Several of my members that have been with me will tell you I was talking crap about Boeing in December before the first door flew off the first airplane a couple of years back,
Yeah, I
and
remember that too.
I was talking about how Boeing's going to do this epic pullback, probably 61%, and everyone's like, "What are you smoking, man? They're at all time high, they're practically or the highest it's been for years." And then when like 2 weeks later, the door flew off the plane, the stock started plummeting, and people are like accusing me of hiring somebody to go take bolts out of the doors and.
Start the bad rumors.
But I didn't know what was. I don't always know what the mind bender in price action is. Once you can tune out the news and tune out all the noise and the thing, the price action tells you where it's going to go. And the thing that keeps me up at night is like, keeps me up, makes me sit there and ponder the about the universe. I'm like, does the price action make the news important that we find out about, or is it like the news makes the chart? Like everybody thinks it's the news makes the chart because there's a reason. We humans love reasons, but maybe the news, like the reason so much news doesn't matter at all, is because the chart picks the news that matters, and that can really bend your mind when you really start thinking about it.
Yeah,
So anyway,
yeah.
really
Well,
starts messing with you.
I like this one a lot. I'm gonna get back in. I'm gonna clean up some of the stuff I got on it. I'm gonna buy back the 90 puts, stuff like that, and I'll put some more out there later. But really, you find a stock that's down a little bit today, like yesterday, it's a gold mine for selling puts on a down day, a red day like this.
And we humans have I like to think of it like a hive mind. Like we all say stuff, we all listen to the news, we all do things, but subconsciously we all take actions. And when we all take actions, or a bunch of us take actions that are similar, but we're not telling each other, emergent behavior kind of comes out in the price action, and it really messes with people. It has, there you go. Sledge, you know about the Boeing story. He's
Yeah,
in the chat there, Mr. Mullins. So, and it's crazy stuff. Rocket Lab, another one you could play. This one just hovering here. You could probably pick up a 64.
I'm loving this one too.
I made a pretty good killing off this last year on Rocket Lab. Did 2 trades last year. Made pretty darn good money. And if we bring over PXO, take a look, see. Grab the current price action, look at next week's options. Wow, you can be all the way down here at 61.
Dang.
61 and still pull
That
out.
doesn't give you any chance to really get the stock. I mean, it's fine if you just want the money, but I, I wouldn't mind getting this one put to me.
Hey, now, this is likely to hit the roadmap line. You say no chance, but
I wouldn't say no chance. I'd say it does have a chance. I wouldn't mind playing it a little closer. It's 72-42. What strike did you pick?
it was saying 61 pays 41%. So
Dang.
40%. Now, I gave it, we pick a couple topics to talk about every day, and 40% ROI, targeting that can be a beautiful place to be, because name one index that outdoes 40% a year over the last 100 years. There any index? Anybody think of an index that outperforms 40% a year every year? I can't. Jack, you got anything?
You'd be real lucky to catch that in the QQQQ in a whole year.
Well, I'm talking about repeatable. That's
No,
nothing does it repeatable. Like,
not even a lot of strategies.
so if you just target 40%, you're not being too crazy on these. I mean, look at that. That's $10, $11 below the money to be at 40% down here at the 61. And it's not like, that's not too crazy. You're not being
Well,
aggressive.
it sounds high. I know it sounds high. Anything over 12 sounds high. 20% sounds really high. 40. But the thing about this is it's possible. And you can make it probable if you follow some rules. I mean, we've been doing it.
And, targeting that 40% ROI, just think about this. If you build your account, it may take you a couple years. If you build your account to 1.6 million, targeting 40% ROI, you're generating $50,000 of profit every month at 1.6 million.
And paying yourself 50 grand a month.
Paying yourself 50 grand a month. Now, that's the whole basis behind my 50K challenge here, is to get this 1 month profit up to 50K a month. That's what I'm doing right here. That's the plan. Obviously, it's not there yet. This is not a challenge that I picked up because I thought I'd get it in a couple months. All right. This is not, I don't have 1.6 million. I have about 100,000, 120,000 roughly in this account. I funded it back here a year ago, right around tax day last year. Had nothing, funded it with about $75,000, and then started. Caught Rocket Lab, first time right there. Caught Dollar Tree on some share appreciation here. And I've just been looking to book out some profit every day. Do that with some beer money trades, I do that with selling puts and calls, doing our triple income strategy, using my turbo wheel. Got some Chewy, got some DJT, got some HPQ, got some DocU, got some CMG. I just keep
Michael
rotating.
asks a great question. If all you had was 1.6 million, would you put it in this strategy?
Absolutely. That's
No question about it. The reason I would is because, you know, you can't touch you got a portfolio of stocks. That's not going to pay you anything. It's going to appreciate and that's going to increase your net worth, but it's not going to give you cash flow.
and
And
maybe if you have some dividend payers, you might get
well, yeah, you'll get,
3%.
I'm at about 6 grand a month in dividends, but I'm reinvesting it all. And that's great passive income. But I would rather take the 1.6 million and make 50 grand a month every month and move that 50 grand over to my checking account and just use the 1.6 million basically as an asset to create cash flow. And
Look,
that's going to pay you more than anything else by far. And the other thing it's going to do, and I tell people this, is that if you have the ability to make cash flow, you have the most valuable skill in the world. I would definitely take the 1.6 and use it, all of it, into this strategy.
if you did SPY, it pays you 1%. Why would you do that? I mean, there's plenty of other stuff you could cash flow with way more return.
No question about it. Yep.
This takes a lot of your cash to do 100 shares. It's volatile. Gets, we average 5%, 5 to 10% pullback a year in the history of SPY. So can you survive that? Can you do that without getting called out? We do that on historically once a year. So anyway,
Yeah, we had a question here about allocation.
so if you
So,
did this, if you had $100,000, this would take $67,000, 67,419, just to get 100 shares right now. Could you do that as part of a 1.6 million? Yeah, sure, you could. I mean, it's you do you. I would probably go after, if I had, when I have 1.6 million, I'm probably going to be going after stuff in the 100 to 200 range. When I get to have like 4 to 5 million, I'm probably going to be in the 300 to 500 range on stocks.
well, you could do the 300. I'm doing 300, 400s. No limit. Just
I
less
mean,
time.
you can do them anytime, but this is probably my targets right here. I'm probably hunting down stocks in the 100 to 200 range when I'm in the $1 to $2 million area. And I'll probably be looking at stocks in the 3 to 500 when I'm in the $4 to $5 million range.
Mm-hmm.
And
I love the 200 to 300. That's a sweet spot.
yeah, I mean, and I know you've got a little bit of cash that you work, Jack. I mean, and I know that, you have some cash up in this kind of range a little bit. Some of your accounts I've seen, you showed me.
Yeah. I got it spread out a little bit. But Susan asked a great question about if you have X amount of money, how would you break it up in a template? I think if you have 100 grand or whatever you have and you break it up 7 positions,
Well, hold on. How much experience at this do you have? If you're brand new, let's start with 1.
yeah.
You get a little experience. 2,
But
get a
don't
little
put
more
the whole
experience.
100 grand in one position.
Yeah, you just keep doing what you're doing with most of it, and take your, you can take your account divided by 7, divided by 5 even. You can divide by 5. 5's a lot to keep up with for some people if you don't have any software or anything like that. Divided by 5, 20%. Take your 100 grand, say it leaves you 20 grand to put somewhere. 20 grand. So you find one of these like Rocket Lab. ASTS, whichever thing you want. Now, this is where PXO really comes in handy, is we can jump in here 100 grand account. Want to do 5 positions, not 57, 5. I'm actually resetting my own position here. And if we came in here and we're like, I like this Rocket Lab, I would want to sell that 61 strike right there. It tells me to have 20% of my $100,000 account, I should be doing 3 contracts.
I love this. Don't make me think type software, right? It solves everything you got to think about. It tells you exactly what strike do I need to sell? How many? All of it.
Right there, like 3 contracts.
Greatest
Cir
tool.
circled. Now, you can be like, what about XYZ? It does it for every stock. Now, my account right now, I've been using 115 because that's about 90% of the cash utilization. And I found that I can comfortably manage about 7 positions. And using my account size and my exposure, I'm still at 3 contracts for Rocket Lab. So it's pretty handy dandy.
It is. It really keeps you on track. And like tell people, you need a system. You need to follow a system. And once you got a system that works, work the system. And this software it's priceless if you're doing this system.
And what's, this thing, one of my members, one of my TTL All Access members was talking to me a couple days ago. He says, I wish there was just some AI or software out there that would, tell you how to manage your position. Well, guess what? If you put in here in your trading plan, what's acceptable, what kind of things you look for in a stock, your criteria, you put it all into your trading plan, which I don't actually have it, so I can't pull it up and show you because I don't use a trading plan put into this software. But you can ask this AI that they have built in here and say, hey, what stocks meet my trading criteria today to do the wheel? It knows it as the wheel, not as triple income. But you could probably teach it the name triple income and it'll remember it. But you can ask it which stocks meet my criteria and it'll pull up a list of stocks. And then you can even ask it which one's the best one and it'll give you its opinion. You may or may not make money with it, but you can do that. So now, Susan's asking a difficult question. So 7 positions is what I'm using right now for the base triple income system / turbo wheel. That's the base. Now I use the margin off of that, use 50% of the margin off that account to do the beer money trade. And it closes out at the bell. So it doesn't actually cost me any margin. I don't actually pay any interest. I'm not actually borrowing money from Robinhood, except during the market open. And those positions expire at the close. And you're like, well, what if it stayed open overnight? It doesn't. It can't. They expire at the close. There's a reason why I do all this stuff I do.
You're
And
using their money for free.
I'm using their money for free. And if you're interested in like knowing the who's and whys and all these finer details, I actually explain all this to my Term Trading Lab insider group. So if you haven't been part of the conversation, maybe you've missed some of that, but I do explain it all. So what is the tool? It's called PXO. It's the link I just threw in the chat. It's PowerX Optimizer. It's not our tool. It's a third-party tool. It is not cheap.
Nope.
It is expensive. My link gives you a discount to it. And if you want the Term Trading Lab, Blake just threw the link for that in there. That's my all access group where we discuss the finer points.
So in PXO, and this does 2 things for us, or 3 things. It for me, the biggest thing is it finds the exact strikes to sell for puts and calls that match the 40% return ROI. That's pre-programmed in there. And then the other big thing it does is it has a log, and that's priceless as well, because once you've done 30 trades in the same stock or whatever, you're gonna want to have that all tracked down. What's your average cost, break even, how much have you made? And this is the second big thing this does is the tracking. It can show you his total profit, how much he put in, just everything you'd want to know.
Yeah, it's like, you look at the Robinhood one here. I traded this for a long time before I got put these shares. Started back here in September. I did 10 trades, 20 trades, 30 trades before I got put the stock. So that's 30 something transactions I would have had to keep up with.
Uh, I don't know how you would get a real number on that for your break even or your cost basis. That just would be too much.
It'd be difficult to keep track of all the little permutations, especially since I started doing two strikes and then got put, and I have a combined cost basis and combined break even. And that one,
Yeah,
17 bucks. This other one, this other account, let's see, where is it? Somewhere in here. I've got another position. The cost basis is 1057 on
and
this TSLL.
you can also find out one of the things I like to do is, I look at and find out at the end of the week, what are my best earners? In other words, which one of these stocks, they're all equally worthless, right? But which one or two or three are making me the most money? And that can steer you into the good ones, keep you in there and steer you out of some bad ones. And yes, Susan, you could put back old trades into the log. What's funny is I found an old trade that I missed. It was like 3 weeks old. I typed it in there at the bottom. The date was all screwed up, obviously, because it's 3 weeks old. And then I hit refresh and it put that trade in the correct order. This thing just blows my mind. So yeah, you can put back trades in there that you find. You could put old trades in there if you want to build your log out. Um,
Now, see this one right here? I've been rolling in this different account. I've got 69 different positions I've played in there to get that cost basis down to 1050.
I
How do you
love it.
keep track of 69 trades? Like that would be like 2 pages of like maybe 3 pages of notes
I know, and
right
I'm
there.
still using a moleskin every day. Can you see that thing? And then I write them down in the log at the end of the day.
So, and Jack and I talk about rules of thumb, like going for 40% ROI. Sometimes you can't go for that. How do you keep track of it? How do you figure out where your cost basis and all that stuff is? This software makes it handy dandy. I'm not sitting here trying to sell the software, but this is what I use to cut out a lot of the crap. And if you use the trading log that's in here, this is like the magic to me. And you're trying to manage a stock that you've had going for a long time. You got all sorts of numbers banging around your head. I started here, did this, that, and the other. You got TSLL up. You grab the account that you've got one open in, and it draws your cost basis right there on the chart. You can see where the current price is. You see where the cost basis is. You can see where you can sell puts or see where you can sell calls. All right there on the chart. Beautifully handy. Now, this tells me that my actual purchase of shares was up here at 1988. But because I've sold so much premium on this, those shares that I bought at 1988 would have to drop below 1057 before I'm negative on the trade. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, that right there, the main, that's one of the main things I talk about going back to the well, is that if you didn't go back to the well, you wouldn't have that deep break even, or I think that break even is really your cost basis, but
Yeah,
it,
that's what I call it, cost basis.
me too. But you wouldn't be able to have it like that. I mean, you really are in a no lose position because you could sell a call at a strike that's below the market and still make a killing profit. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that's only because you've gone back to the well and traded the same stock as many times as you have.
Yeah, the only thing I've done here is add in my roadmap line to this thing. Otherwise, this is the way it comes.
Yeah.
It may be in light mode instead of dark mode when you pull it up. That's right here. You click on light mode and make it light. That brightness hurts my eyes.
Mine too. Mine's in dark mode.
I like the colors better on the dark mode. So,
Yeah, they call you and give you an onboarding session, as Will said. There's a couple of
mhm.
things that'll call you in. And we're not selling this software, but it sounds like we are. Just walking you through the process. Once you buy it, they call you and they make sure you're on board. A human being calls you and does everything you would ever need it to do. You would need it if you think you need it. If you're really running it hard, a six-figure account or even a 25 grand, any account size, really, this is going to help you. It's not about the account size. It's about how efficient you want to run it. And when this picks the strikes for you, That's like ridiculous.
I'm using roughly $200,000 of buying power right now across this many accounts right there. And these are all my accounts. These don't even include any of my wife's accounts or my mom or dad's accounts. These are just some of my accounts. I don't even have all of them in here. So, when I look at the dashboard, I've got a total of $117,000 in profit
I love
in
it.
just these accounts.
I love this dashboard. See, and there you go, and you see which one is making me my money. Where's my money coming from? It's coming from the beer money trade.
Yeah, the beer money trades is the most consistent.
Yeah.
And then Rocket Lab's been a big producer. And
What
then
am I struggling with? Oh, SOUN. Okay, I
yeah.
better figure that out or quit it, right?
And
Yeah.
the reason I accidentally closed it early and booked a loss, and that's why it's, I was going through clearing out some trades, and I was just like, close it market, close it market, close it market. And I was like, oh crap. That was a wheel trade. What did I just do? And then I went and sold a put instead of buying the shares back. I just went and sold a put.
And
So
then you ask yourself, am I any good? Well, I have 312 winning trades and 2 losses.
yeah,
I'm pretty good. Am I making any money? Yeah, for every dollar I put in, I pull 21.37 out. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
pretty good at this.
The stats don't lie. You're doing great, man. Keep it up is all I can tell you. Don't quit. Don't get tired out. And don't get burned out.
Yeah, and for people that wonder, like I call the beer money trade the freedom trade. And I can see the actual statistics for that trade. Just that trade. I can see, let's see, say we wanted to do like this year. How's it doing? Well, there's how it's doing this year so far. 41,000, almost $42,000. Not too bad in beer money, right?
Impressive.
So that's 2 months and 2 months in a week. $42,000. It's not a bad trade. I like it.
Not bad at all. It's really helping you get up there to the 50 grand a month.
Look at the wheel.
Now,
This year,
if you were
$3,000.
making 50 grand a month, I should rephrase that. When you are making 50 grand a month, are you still going to do the show? Or are you going to say, screw it, I'm going into the woods?
And we'll see.
Really? You're not going to commit to staying with it?
my,
What? That means you're not. If you're laughing that hard, that means you don't.
my wife says, the reason I'm laughing is because my wife says anytime I say we'll see, it means no.
Yeah, he's going to stay with it, no doubt. Yeah, we'll see.
I'm here to help everybody. I do this stuff for free all the time. Like,
I do too. Yeah,
I like helping people. It's the
I do
Eagle
too.
Scout in me. So
I do too. I've had 6-figure months and doesn't want to make me stop helping people either. No amount of money I make month makes me want to quit helping people. I love doing it.
there you go. And that, I mean, this thing's accelerating too, right here.
Yeah, that's so
March
cool.
March is coming along. 6 grand this month. I had almost a 24 grand month last month. January was an 18 grand month.
Look at that. That's amazing tracking.
It shows me what I made on stocks, what I made on options.
Who are
Yeah,
you
I
going
didn't
to chain to your desk, Michael? You're going to chain Jeffrey to his desk? Because I'm not getting chained to no desk. I'm a half day man. He puts the whole time in. I don't, man. Yeah, chain Jeffrey to his desk. Jack got to take a nap and go fishing after this.
Yeah, I started out light though. Like I started out light. I've proven to myself. Like quite honestly, I knew I could do it, but I hadn't proved it to myself. Right?
Yeah.
You can see it happening here. Like I was proving it to myself, proving it to myself. Every time in my history I've ever made a big win, I've turned around and take big losses. And you can see what my reaction was to making that big win on Rocket Lab. I had a smaller month, the smallest month since I started. I spooked myself. I was like, oh crap, I made a big win. I'm going to take a loss. And I kind of pulled back. Subconsciously, I did that.
No, see, if I was in your office, I'd have you stepping on the gas.
Came into September and I was like, and I looked at this chart and I was like, well, what the fudge why did I, like I was going up and then I stopped. Like, what am I doing? And then I got back on it. And then now you can see I'm back on it. This one, at the current rate I've done, should come out about 30 to 32,000 by the end of the month if I can keep on it, keep on doing what I'm doing.
Spook yourself.
So, I mean, this is real deal, and I share every twist and turn along the way with my insider termite trading lab group. Every trade, every dividend, every time I have to pay like if I accidentally opened something on margin and had to pay margin, I share that. Every time I get, you know, I add money, I share that. Every time I have to pay bills, I share that. Every time I have to take money out. So it's all shared.
LDM is up 7,655 since February 19th. Do you know LDM, Jeffrey? Does he follow
I,
you?
I don't know. Maybe, I mean, obviously you've been doing the beer money trade, so he's
There you
either
go, LDM. Or
following me on
she.
X or
That's my man Larry right there. He's a
Okay.
heck of a trader. I see him in the mornings on Chris Pulver's Daily Profit Play, and he is just killing it.
Damn, 7 grand. That's nice cheese.
Oh yeah, he's
That's Scotch money.
oh yeah. That's some high quality Four Roses Select blend, baby.
yeah. See, we
You
got.
like,
I've
you like
got
Scotch?
I've got 296 trades in the archive, and I got 18 open right here.
Let me see what I got.
Oh, you might have met him in Florida when you guys were down there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Where do you see that at? You go to,
It's just
you,
right there on the log at the top. It says active and archive.
oh, yeah, okay.
And when I've closed them out and have nothing exposed, I send them to the archive, and even if I go back at them, I start a new trade.
All right, here's where I'm at. I know you shared where you're at. I'll show you where I'm at here. Let's see if I could share the screen.
Yeah, I'll stop sharing for a second. Let you share.
Yeah, how do you share?
Dun, 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 dun. There you go. You got 34 archive, 34 active.
Yeah, I cut it down from 50 something. And that's not right.
Yeah, see, you got about as many accounts as I do.
Yeah.
And you see his cash amount he's using over there compared to mine.
Well, that's part of it, not all of it, but that's all I want to put in there. But this premium, I'm loving this, man.
Yeah. Well, that's just my point, though. Like, I don't have a bigger account. Like, some people are like, oh, to make all this money, you're using millions of dollars. But I'm not. I'm using like 200,000.
That's all you need, or whatever you have. Start where you are, you know?
Yeah. We all start where we are. I started at nothing. I started with an E-Trade account with 600 bucks, 500 bucks. Bought Red Hat. Turned that into 26,000. And a year ago, good friend of mine said, "Hey, why aren't you making all the money you need to live off of trading?" I said, "Because I was taught to put it all in IRAs." And he's like, "Well, that's stupid because you can't use that money to live off of." I was like, "But I don't pay any tax on the gains." He goes, "Yeah, but how's that helping you today?" And after a few more exchanges, light bulb came on. I was like, "Oh, I should make all the money I need to live off trading and make all the extra money in the IRAs. And then I don't have to rely on anybody for anything."
Amen, brother.
And everybody wonders why 50K? Well, why 50K? It's just a good round number. I made that one year, a couple years back. At this point, I made an average of 50,000 a month, and it did a lot of good for a lot of people, not just me and my family. It did good for all the people around me. I was able to do things and help people and help neighbors and help friends and
Give it
do
away.
good things.
Give it away. Help people with medical bills, food, college tuition. There's so many things. It's good to be able to have enough money for yourself and others. It's a good feeling. I think 50 grand is a good goal for you.
And 50K was my number. If 15K is your number, you can do it with $200,000. You can do it with $100,000. I mean, that's what I'm doing right here with $120,000 in this account. 14K a month. And it's been fairly consistent. You're like, oh, is that just this month? Well, look back at 3 months. Basically, right at that, $12,000, $13,000 a month for 3 months.
Loving it.
And
Having tools is critical. And Blake would know this. We got another tool that helps people with options, not
We
like
do.
EXO, but specifically for credit spreads. It's amazing, an amazing tool. It's what I use. Again, it's a cash generation strategy, but you need some help picking the stocks and the strikes. And that's where this thing comes in.
Right. Well, before we jump into that, Jeffrey, did you see that message there from Peter? Do you have a $5 hot stock access? I don't think I have the link for that.
I have the roadmap line for $5.
Is that what you're talking about there, Peter?
If that's what you're talking about.
It says it also gives you access to his Discord. He saw this link once, but had to get off the presentation.
Yeah, it's the market roadmap line. It's the indicator I have on all the charts. When I flip back over here, this orange line, $5 gets you that line. And for 3 months, you get a weekly watch list. You don't get trades, but you get a watch list and a video going through the watch list, and you can get in Discord.
Oh, nice.
You're a customer.
You're a customer. That's exactly what he was asking about then. That's it. Boom.
And Blake, you're in Discord too.
I am. I'm in there, guys. If you ever see me, send me a message. Chat me up. I'm always on Discord. So, all right. Anything else before we want to kick this off? I mean, this is, like I said yesterday, with great power comes great responsibility. This is Jack's head, his brain.
Check in the box.
Yes.
Check in the box. All right, let it roll. You're going to love this tool.
Let's do it. Here we go. Thanks, guys. We'll see you on Monday.
Tools and strategies to the best of our ability, but no one can guarantee the future. There's always a risk of loss when trading. Past performance is not indicative of future results. All gains cited are from a related